Morning guys, how's it going? Whew. Another crisp morning here in Australia. They just released that they're going to be lifting some restrictions. I think it's actually more of a clarification of the restrictions because realistically not much has changed except they've clarified that, oh my god, you can teach your kids how to drive because there's only two of you in the car. You can actually go motorbike riding because really there's at maximum two people on a motorbike, or go jet skiing because I don't know if you've been jet skiing, but I'm sure you can fit huge amounts of people on one jet ski. But anyway, the importance of exercise, particularly in Kink. Now, exercise is important because of what's going on now. Keep happy and healthy. Particularly if you're working from home, to be able to stretch and all that sort of stuff. And it doesn't take a lot. And why is it important in Kink? Well, there's nothing worse than actually trying to do something and get like major cramps or something like that. Now, what does that have to do with exercise cramps? Well, stretching, getting those muscles used to stress and tension and flexible, just increase the flexibility of those muscles. And overall it's healthy and helps you relax and everything like that, so you're able to be more aware of your body. One of the best things about doing the exercise is it makes you more bodily aware of what you're doing, your breath, your breathing, what's comfortable, what's not, what feels good, what's not, the boundaries that your body can go to. And if you want to push and test limits, then definitely be aware of what you're exercising, and you can make it complementary. So if you're into being twisted into a pretzel, but you have trouble touching your toes without it hurting, then you kind of might want to do a bit of exercise, because even though you like the discomfort of being twisted into a pretzel, if you cramp up majorly, then you kind of want to be able to go, okay, that's it, that's way too uncomfortable, let me go, we'll stretch it out and that sort of stuff. Otherwise you have to call the ambulance, and that would be interesting. Because seriously, the hospitals, even though they're doing pretty well here in Australia, coping with the situation, and we're putting a lot of really good emergency plans and in place, then it's probably also a good thing to not interrupt your night by going to hospital and waiting there for a couple of hours, and it's like, oh well, that was an adventure, but not quite what you wanted. So yeah, it doesn't even have to be that difficult exercise. It could be just stretches. So if you say you're doing a binge watch on something, and it's on Netflix or something, they have ads. Every ad, get up and do one stretching exercise for the entirety of the ad. That could help. Get up and sort of get a drink of water. Hydration is important, even though it's winter here. Hydration is doubly important because it being winter, you don't feel like you're going to be drinking as much. So hydration is important, particularly me when I wear rubber, because you tend to dehydrate faster. So exercise. What sort of exercises do you think you do or can do or want to do? Have you taken up more exercises lately? What are some exercises which are complementary or complement your kink life and work life? How does it sort of meld into it? How well does it meld into it? How you can do that? Have you thought about talking with your owner or something like that about how well or what sort of exercises might be good for you? It doesn't have to be like physical exercises. It could be some exercises or tasks or training that you do as well, that can help your body more with different things, such as different types of play, particularly if you have kind of a goal, or you're like a size queen or king or something like that. You might go, this is maybe a good time to take a half-hour break and do some tasks or exercises. So what exercises have you taken up? What can complement your kink? And what do you think you can work into your everyday life? Some of you may not be able to do that at this point in time because you still actually have to work away from home, But for those who do work from home, you know, what are things that you can break up your day with? You know, it will help make it go faster for one thing. But also, it's good to be able to defocus from the situation and focus on, you know, your health and well-being. Something that's not to do with the situation at hand that's going on, the CV situation, because I've seen a lot of people get to absolutism when they say like lifting restrictions and that, and they just go absolute bananas. And I'm like going, look, a lot of those facts and figures we have updated, and the ones that we're currently relying on here in Australia are ones that we have actually collected. No longer relying on stuff that we get from China, because those facts and figures have, even though they are interesting, they're completely, it's the society that we live in, the geography, the temperature, the environment, the people, the attitude is completely different. And if anything, I think Taiwan is a really interesting look at things, because they're quite densely populated and they're very practical people, which, you know, can actually being here in Australia, you know, practical. If things don't look right and aren't practical, it's like, well, at the base thing of it's got to be a bit practical. If it's not, then there's no real point. There's no point in, you know, restricting things so badly. But then there's the other thing, are people being really utterly stupid about it? For the most part, a lot of Australians are actually really good about it. And they apply common sense. So I kind of shake my head when I see a lot of people in the streets being really careless about it. But again, it kind of depends on the people and the attitude. A lot of people, like I said, they'll try and disinfect everything every 10 seconds, and I'm like, no, just go out, do all your things, and then come back and then disinfect yourself, because then you've done all your touching, done all the what and this and that. And if you're generally a healthy person, you know, you're fine. It's just the same as when they talk about kids and going in the classroom and all that, and I'm like, well, kids, you know, wash your hands before you go in and out of classrooms. In general, wash your hands. And people, I say, if you're that concerned, maybe you should look at your friends and see how festy they are being and how unhygienic they're being, you know. But yeah, things like the app that we have, COVID Safe app, would help things like the contact tracing that they can't find a specific origin from at this point in time. So, you know, but again, it's up to the various people on how responsible they want to be and contribute and stuff like that. Ironically, a lot of people that go on about the greater good are the ones that are actually refusing to download it, because it's like, no, I don't care about the greater good. If it's, you know, my privacy, I'm like, I'm not really, I don't know. Anyway, ranting. So, exercise, do some exercise, see what's complementary, or I don't think even that's a word. See what complements what you do, particularly in kink. I know I've got some things that I plan on doing, unmentionables here, but definitely being able to do things in the long term, keep your stamina up, which is important, because I like doing plays that are long. And when I mean long, I mean hours and hours, not just a couple of hours. I like about 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, sometimes all day, whole weekends. Yeah, it's on and off, but they are hours, they are marathon sessions, so yeah. And that is without any enhancements, any illegal enhancements. So yeah, gotta be healthy for that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.